Hi everyone, how you doing? It's Mary Fain Brandt with a LinkedIn Bakery, serving up bite-sized tips so you don't get overwhelmed. And tonight I have my special guest is Jessica Moody, and we are going to be talking all about online courses because online courses are on fire. There are so many people that are launching courses, thinking about courses, wanting to do courses, and why not? Because online is the space to be at. So Jessica is going to share 3 tips with us tonight of how you can create your course backwards, which I'm really interested in learning, how to increase your engagement, and some other great tips so that you can have a successful course, online course, and create a buzz. So, you know what? If you know somebody who would benefit from watching this show, go ahead right now and hit that little share button. Yeah, really, just go ahead, hit that share button and share it out on whatever platform that you would like to share that on so that we can spread our knowledge and our tips and help all the entrepreneurs and small business owners be very successful in 2019. And you know what? I always like to know where my audience is watching from. I've built up a global audience, so I'd love to know where you're watching from and what industry you're in. Because most of you know that my God-given talent is being a connector. I love connecting people with places, resources, and other people and products. So let me know what industry you're in, and maybe there's someone that I can introduce you to. So and for all my replayers, you know what? Go ahead and type hashtag replay because Jessica and I promise to go back in and answer any questions that you might have about this course or, of course, LinkedIn, which is my jam. That's my platform. In this episode, Jessica is going to be sharing 3 main topics with us. The first one is how to backwards design your educational program. Again, I have some questions on that. Number 2 is how to build engagement. And I just have to say that Mari Smith at Social Media Marketing World, where Jessica was volunteering and I was attending for the first time as an attendee this year, Mari Smith, who was a keynote speaker, said this, and it really resonated with me. Content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. So we all know that in 2019, content is king, but engagement is where it's at. So I'm really looking forward to find out what Jessica has to share with us on how to increase the engagement and then how to create that transformation, because that's what your clients really want at the end of the day. They want to be transformed, and maybe it's with health, maybe it's business, whatever your online course is about, they just want to be transformed. So, you know, before we get started, I always like to share how my guests and I know each other. So let me bring Jessica on. Let's see. There you go. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, Mary, thanks for having me. So excited.
I'm excited for you to be here. So Jessica and I we met online through a networking group, which was CWIN, Christian Women Entrepreneur Networking Group. You've heard me talk about them before. It's one of my favorite networking groups. They are a global online community and have a chapter up north now and a San Diego chapter. So we met online there, and then I invited Jessica to one of the networking meetings, and she came. And we have just continued to support each other and work together. Jessica's helped me with my online course stuff, and I've helped her with LinkedIn. So it's all about supporting each other. So that's how we know each other. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How's your day going? It's the end of
It's
your
going
day.
really well. Running kids around, dropping them off at Awanas, and sitting down to have this great meeting with you. I'm really excited about it.
Well,
So
thank you for
a little
taking time.
sweaty.
That's okay. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule because I know it's hard. So, you know, you mentioned kids, you know, so you're a mom, a business owner, an online course creator, a volunteer. So, Jessica, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your background and how you landed to where you're at now?
Well, I guess I can start by saying I'm a veteran Marine.
Ooh,
I
high
was in the Marine
five.
Corps. Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps between 99 and '03, and I got out and went straight to college to use every penny of my GI Bill to become a high school English teacher. Well, while I was teaching high school, I realized that I was not that person who was ever going to follow a curriculum. I had to create everything from scratch. And as I started teaching and getting some experience under my belt, I realized I think I'm done teaching, but I'm not done writing curriculum. And so I started seeing a lot of the entrepreneurs creating online courses, and I had to get my little, fingers in the water, and I had to figure out what all this was about. And so I combined my experience with writing curriculum and connecting to an audience to helping entrepreneurs create online courses that really connect and transform their audience.
Wow, that's really impressive. And I knew most of that about you. And you have two small children, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, so you've got your hands full. Hats off to that too. So I'm really excited to have you here because you know that I launched my beta course and I've been dragging my feet on launching the real course, and we ran into each other at the last day of Social Media Marketing World, and you were walking. Do you remember the woman that you were walking with that you introduced me to? And you guys were talking to me about my online course, and you both were like, "Launch that course."
Yes, we were. Your course is phenomenal. You know, one of the things that I think that you have done that is something that I do with a lot of my clients, but you already did it, is creating templates and actually walking them through the process, not just like brain dumping on your audience, not just like, pretending like, you just hold on to this knowledge and you're going to, all the stuff that people do that they just, boost their own egos and not really care about the transformation that you're doing in your audience. So I feel like you really walk them through every step of the way to create like the absolute best LinkedIn profile. I know that just working with you and getting the information that you taught me, I was able to improve mine astronomically.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess, you guys, I'm real. You guys know that one thing about me is you can count on me to be authentic and to share the good and the bad and the ugly. So I've had this course ready to go, but I keep wanting to modify it. I keep wanting to change it. And Jessica has helped me with some new templates. Like we did a job seeker course, and I'm just scared to death to launch it, but I'm changing that with Jessica's help. You know what? I'm going to do a couple more modifications, and we're launching the LinkedIn course. There's two of them. One is for job seekers, and then the bigger course is really for my entrepreneurs and small business owners, not just about the LinkedIn profile, but about your strategic network. Who are you connecting with? How are you connecting with them? And then I have the Messaging Made Easy by Mary, the templates, 10 messaging templates that you can take and tweak. I love templates because sometimes it's really hard to write about yourself or think about it, but you have the knowledge inside of you. So with a template, I think it's like a guide, right? It just kind of guides you. So you can just like, fill in the blank, right? Tweak it, make it your own language. So I love templates. But we'll be launching both those courses in May. I'm super excited to just like open the gates, let it go. So if you guys are interested in either of my courses, please reach out to me because I'm doing like a special offer to the first 10 people that sign up. They get like 5 amazing bonuses that are valued over $1,000. So enough about me, because this isn't about me tonight. This is about Jessica, my audience, and online courses. So let's just go ahead and get started. And I really want to dive into topic number 1, which is called How to Backwards Design Your Educational Program. So it really sounds counterintuitive because I really feel like you do an outline, right? Here's what I want to teach. Here's how many modules. Here's how many lessons I think. And then you plan each lesson. So you want to walk us through, like define, explain what do you mean by that? And then walk us through what that looks like.
Well, some people call it reverse engineer. Some people call it backwards design. So ultimately, you want to identify what change you want to make in your audience. So like basically what I say is, what did they not know before that you want them to know, or what did they not do before that you want them to do? So ultimately, each of the steps, so you create an ultimate goal. So for you, it could be
land more clients,
increase
their confidence, their online confidence, right?
And even bigger than that would be how to you're really fun. How to have a LinkedIn profile that pops. You use those types of words. And so that's the ultimate goal, and it could even be a little bit more detailed than that, but that's just the general end goal. So ultimately, you want people to be really excited about that end goal. Oh, my LinkedIn profile is boring. Oh, I want one that pops. Well, then you back up and you go, what are the steps? What are the pieces? What are the milestones that is going to make it pop? It could look like two different ways. It could look like individual activities, individual milestones that do not necessarily build on each other. They could be individual pieces, like your profile, your your experience, different things like that. So it could look like separate things that overall add to a LinkedIn profile that pops, or you can do a step-by-step milestone. What you want to do is you want to create milestones or achievements in short pieces so that people feel encouraged and feel excited and the confidence to continue. Whenever people have those small achievable goals, then they will continue and finish up. And then who gets the credit? You do.
Sweet. I love it. So, and in all honesty, you guys, Jessica's been through my course, obviously, because I've worked with her on some of the design. So, and I have not paid her to say anything about my course. So just so you guys know, like from an honest perspective, like she just like, here's access to my course. What do I need to fix? What templates? Because we took bits and pieces of the larger course and made the course for the job seekers. And so she went through that, and again, she came back saying, you have an awesome course. And I was like, I do. I don't know why I doubt that, because I put people through the beta course and they were like transformed, like you said. And so each module should have a main takeaway, right? Like what?
Yes. And
what
yours does.
Thank you. Like at each module, it should be like they should have accomplished A, B, and C. You know, maybe it's one thing, maybe it's two things, maybe it's three things.
Yeah, and just really staying on track, because I know one of the things that entrepreneurs have a hard time with is that they have years and years of experience. How do you narrow that down into small achievable pieces? This is what to know. You are not going to get anyone to the level of experience as you have. You have too much experience to shorten up into a small course. What you want to do is think, what is their ultimate goal? They want to have a LinkedIn profile that pops. They want to have, a Facebook ad that is not just going to waste everyone's time. You want to create something that's like, okay, this is step one. I can achieve that by doing A, B, C, and D within the realm, giving templates, giving examples, giving explanation, or even testimonials of other people that you've worked with. So you really want to make those steps, those milestones, really, really compact and achievable.
I love it. Great, great tips. So one question that we get asked all the time, I know that I get asked on online courses, is what platform should I use? Now, I know what platform I use, and I know what platform I might switch over to. But what platforms have you used that you like, or that you've used altogether?
I have played around with almost all of them,
Really?
to be honest with you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Not necessarily. I'm building my experience, especially with those like Kartra and Kajabi and Thinkific. Those are very similar, and I haven't gotten my hands really into those quite yet. But I have done the more simple platforms like Udemy. Udemy's people automatically go to Udemy, and I say that if you want to build a business off of this, you probably shouldn't just stay there. Teachable's good. However, you do have to have that email marketing and that connection. What I say is that, online courses are like an island. So you create an online course and it's over on an island and it's separate from everyone, right? So you have to figure out, you're the sailor, you're the person who needs to get, your audience who's on the mainland to the island. So
Right.
You need to find a boat. You need to get them on the boat, and you need to figure out how you're going to row the boat across to this island. So how are you going to do that? If you have an audience already, maybe you already have people on your island, maybe you have people ready to purchase from you. But if you don't, then you have to figure out how to get them there. That's your funnel. Okay, your funnel is your boat and your, oar and getting them over there, navigating them. So what you do is, so that's really sometimes what Teachable's like. Teachable is like the island. So how are you going to get them there? Now, Thinkific and Kajabi and Kartra have done a good job of creating a boat for you and creating different pieces to get them to that island. But just knowing that there is that separation between your audience and your course. Just because you have a great course doesn't mean they're going to know that it's there and going to be willing to pay money for it.
It, right?
Or find it.
You really have to have that marketing campaign behind it. So webinars are a great way to, capture that audience, to give them a little, because we're not going to buy a course from a stranger. Well, most of us, I have bought, maybe not from a stranger. Amy Porterfield's not a stranger. I've bought her course. There's a couple other, like Owen Video, I have his course. Stephanie Liu, I have her course. Oh, my name is Mary Fain Brandt. I'm a course junkie.
You know what? One of the things that I want to encourage you and others that have either a podcast or something like this is that this is the top of your funnel. This is your opportunity to sell your courses straight from here to there.
You heard it, folks. Start buying my course now. The landing page will be up tomorrow.
Yeah, and so really remembering that you, because people get to know you, they start to trust you because you are authentic and you do know what you're talking about. And that's where you have to really leverage that and be confident in that. As opposed to someone who isn't known and is a little bit more insecure on being on camera, even though I kind of fake it sometimes.
You're on Facebook Live every day.
You know what? I always say, there's a difference between doing Facebook Lives for me because I'm in control. And I can delete it if I want. And I can be a goof, and that's what I like to do. But seeing that red record button scares me really bad. But so for you, you're building that credibility. And then, for someone like me who doesn't have anything formal, we have to do a lot of that email marketing and that nurturing and that connection. And sometimes that's one of the biggest challenges for course creators.
Yeah, absolutely. Even for someone who's out there, like you said, I kind of have a name, right? I'm kind of known at this point, which I should be. I've been working really, really hard. Hey, Flossie. Flossie Hall joined us.
Yay, we love Flossie.
And Melody joined us, and my husband, Joe. Because Joe's always my tester. I'm like, honey, just log on, make sure everything's working. So really you want to start backwards. What's the transformation? What's the aha moment, like at the end of every module? What do you want them to learn? So start backwards on your course. That is great information. So our second topic, I wrote it down.
Engagement.
You know what I wrote down? You guys, this is hilarious. So I'm really trying to do my Facebook Lives a little different. And so I wrote down the quote, how to build engagement, as Mari Smith said. Content is king, engagement is queen, and the queen rules the house. So what do you mean by engagement on your course? Do you mean like in the private groups? Because I know I have a Facebook group for people that are in my course. So what do you mean by engagement when we have an online course?
Well, that's the questions you're asking. Whenever you're asking questions, it's really important to, again, backwards design your questions. One of the things to note is whenever you're posting on Facebook and you get crickets, it's probably because people don't know what you're asking. So the way that I fix that is by whenever you're creating a question to get engagement, either online, getting people to warm up to whatever you're going to answer, is find out the possible ways that people will answer the question that you're going to ask. And you do that by asking people in person. If I was going to ask you this question, what would you respond? So ask all of, have 10 people, 10 friends that just will tell you the truth. And what we do a lot of times is we have this idea of what we want them to answer, and we ask the question the way that we would answer it. And we don't think about like the skepticism. Think skeptically about the questions you're asking. Okay, think about like, if someone was confused about this question, why would they be confused?
Right.
What would they answer that's going to lead them in a different direction than I want them to go? So you find out the answer, and then you ask the question the way that you want them to answer. Because ultimately, and this is what I do, and this is what sometimes overwhelms people, is that my mind works this way. So when I'm creating an online course or any sort of curriculum, I'm thinking about a series of questions that's going to get them to the ultimate answer. So the ultimate answer is your solution.
Got it.
So ultimately it is a series of questions that is going to lead them to that final solution, is you. Okay. You're the final solution. Regardless of if they do well on their course, regardless of if they do transform, ultimately, you're the answer, okay? Because you gave them the solution. And if they realize they can't do it on their own, they're going to go to you because you are the one who has led them there.
I love it. That is great advice. So now my brain is already thinking about questions that I want to start asking like in my groups and on Facebook. So the people that already know, like, and trust me, right, start asking those questions so that I can make sure I'm answering the right way and asking better questions. That is pivotal. I think that would help so much. What did Melody say? The ultimate answer is my solution. She said, love it. She loves your quote. I think we're going to have to make that a quote. That's going to have to go out tomorrow, folks. Okay.
That sounds great.
I love it. I love it. Actually, like, I think I'm going to put that on my wall over here so that I see it. I am the solution.
You are.
Yay! I love that. And you guys are the solution. Whoever's out there watching, Flossie, Joe, Melody, Amy, you guys are the solution. So that is really great. That's a golden nugget. Thank you for sharing that. I love
Thank you.
it. So our third topic for online courses is really about transformation. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it does go along. So whenever I'm doing any of this, teaching at all, it all intertwines. So the backwards design is created to create that transformation. Whenever you're thinking about a transformation, you need to think about really who is your audience. Okay, I need to clear something up. Your audience as students is different than your audience as a customer or a client. And the reason is because a student needs to have a little bit of they're going to want to try to do it on their own. Okay, so what is going to motivate them to try to do it on their own? So is it because, they have some of the common reasons why people are going to buy your courses? Maybe they bought other courses that are similar to yours and they've just been frustrated because those people didn't teach them. Maybe it's they are trying to bootstrap their business and try to make it on their own. Maybe it's that they want to do so many online courses or so many of what the service that you have that you're providing, that they want to do it on their own because they know they're going to use it over and over again. So those are the three most common ways or the reasons why people are going to purchase your course. Okay, if you know that about them, then you know where they're starting. And to talk to them, not that, they have some experience. They understand that you are the solution. So that's why they're purchasing your course. So talk to them as if you're talking to individuals, but also acknowledge the variables. Okay. So what I say is make definites, but plan for variables.
I like that. Another good quote. Melody, write that down for us. Wait, say that again.
Make definites, but plan for variables.
I love it.
So what that means is it means that you are talking to an audience as if they're one of those three groups. They're bootstrapping their business. They think that they can do it on their own, or they want to use it over and over again, and that I'm sorry, I think I combined two of them, so that they want to be able to do it on their own because they want to use it over and over again. So those are really the three reasons. So if that's the case, talk to them like that. Hey, I know you love to have someone doing this for you. Define who they are, okay? Define why they're doing this. do not be afraid to weed people out and say, if you aren't A, B, or C, this course isn't for you. Okay? Do not be afraid of that, because that actually enhances the need that people have for purchasing your course. Oh, I'm that person. Think about what they're thinking. Okay? So and then the variables are the variety of ways they can use it. Okay, so you, Mary, are creating a LinkedIn, profile, but you are talking to a variety of type of entrepreneurs. Acknowledge some of the possibilities. Okay, so, if you are a service provider,
so the different ways that your LinkedIn profile optimizing it and setting it up is if you're a coach or a consultant. If you're a speaker looking for speaking gigs, you gotta have a LinkedIn profile, because that's where people go. And TEDx, if you're thinking about being a TEDx speaker, you better have a kick-ass, a kick-ass profile, because they're gonna go check you out. If you're a job seeker, you've got to have your profile set up, because that's recruiters. 95% of recruiters are on LinkedIn. That's the very first thing they go and look at. Even if you send a resume in, you guys, even if you know someone, the talent manager, hiring manager, recruiter, HR person, whoever it is that gets that resume or that phone call that, hey, you got to call Jessica and get her in, they're going to go check out your LinkedIn profile. So you want to make sure it matches. Right?
Yes, it does. So, and then, realizing the variables need to be controlled. Do not dive into, a sea of possibilities. Okay. Give a few examples, and then you leave them to where if they have individual questions, then they can reach out to you. It's not about touching and filling every single need possible. So make definites, which is concise, clear, definites. This is generally who you are. These are possibilities. And then if you have any other questions or concerns, please connect to me directly.
Awesome. Again, amazing tips. Thank you. So I want to open it up to any questions that anybody might have. Flossie, Melody, Amy, if there's any questions that you guys have on online courses. I think some of the other questions that I've been asked is, how long does an online course need to be? Like, how many modules, right? Because I have one that I think one of mine is 6 modules or 7 modules. But in the modules are the lesson plans. So what's your thought on that?
Generally, if I'm creating a course, it's going to be about, each video is going to be about 8 to 15 minutes max, and about 8 to 12 modules. That gives you a little bit of control over, you're not giving them everything. You're still achieving, something specific, that ultimate backwards design goal, but you're also, making it manageable. And then you enhance that quality by giving them templates, giving them worksheets or questions to ask or answer, and different strategies to use within each of those modules. And that really enhances that usability and that quality.
Perfect. So Melody said, how do you determine pricing? And
you know what?
That's
go ahead.
I mean, I can tell you how I determine pricing.
Go ahead.
So for my big course, right, it's a lot of work. And the course creator thing that I was in, she said, you start your course at $9.97. And I had to wrap my head around that, to be honest. But here's the thing. It's an investment in their business.
It is.
They're gonna get their investment back when they sign on one client. Right? Like the people that I'm working with, the coaches, the consultants, the speakers, the business owners, they sign on 1 or maybe 2 clients, they're going to get that investment back. So that's like nothing. Yeah. So, but how do you determine your pricing? Do you just pull it out of the sky? Do you look at what other people do? You're like, I want to sell that one, throw a dart on it. Like, how do we do that?
It depends on your audience, and it depends on your, that nurturing sequence.
And what you're offering, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to necessarily answer that question, because it just varies on the person. If I say a price, then people are going to, put that price on there and just they're going to assume that, this is what's going to work. and that's really not the case. What you do, there's a lot of strategies on, think about how much time is it going to save them, how much time it's taking for you, how much you're investing in it. But ultimately, it's, you're going to have to just play around with it and see, what works and what doesn't.
I think there's prices for all different things. I've seen, there are prices, courses that are $97. And you know what that is? That's a lead magnet, you guys, to get you to buy the $1,000. I'm just saying, I love Amy Porterfield. I bought the $97 webinar course type thing, right? To learn webinars that convert. And then I bought the $1,000 one. And that's fine, that's what I did. So I think it depends also what you're using the course for. Maybe you are doing a 97 intro course and it is that lead magnet so that they're going to buy that $1,000 one. Now, Melody just said I was recently pitched a course for $5,000 and she thought it was too much. I think you have to go with your gut feeling too. I mean, maybe there are some courses out there worth $5,000.
This is what I am.
Yeah.
This is what I am going to say. Because I end up working with a lot of entrepreneurs who offer a service, is that you use the course to leverage a higher one-on-one price. So a lot of times this is my sales pitch that I show my clients to use. What they should say is, hey, you know what? This is my price for my one-on-one services. It's not for everyone. If you'd like to do a DIY service, then go ahead. And my course is available for right now. And that is actually, I think it's a useful, sentence template to use for your sales pitch. Is that like, hey, you know what? I am worth the price of my one-on-one services. This is a lot of work for me, but you can do it on your own if you'd like.
Yeah. So I think it just depends on what you want to use your course for. So for me, like me serving each client, that is too much. Like I have so many clients that want to work with me and I can only take on so many. So for me, creating that course allows me to serve more people. And the cool thing about my course is that you get office hours. So you actually get FaceTime with me still. So, and my girl Stephanie Liu just joined. Now, I am Stephanie Liu's #1 fan. Everybody knows that. I said it at Social Media Marketing World. We just had our anniversary because that's where we met. And she's the one who actually kicked me in the butt to actually do a course. So thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate your support and encouragement. And then Jessica, you've been so instrumental in getting some things updated and again, being a fan of telling me that it's good, just get it launched. So if anyone's thinking about launching a course or has any questions, Jessica, how would people reach you? What's the best way to contact you?
Honestly, on Facebook or LinkedIn at Jessica L. Moody Writer. That's the best way to connect to me. You can go to my website, jessicalmoody.com. And I do have, I really, cut down my course price for you guys. I wanted to.
Yay, special offer?
Yes, my special offer. And I'll go ahead and send you the link. I didn't get that to you beforehand. But I am actually selling my big course for $97. So I just want you guys to know. I want you guys to know that, ultimately, this course is for you guys to walk through the process that I would go through for my individual clients. And that you guys can, I have a ton of templates, I think it's 40 pages of templates.
Wow.
You
guys, I'm going to stop it right there. Just the templates are worth that $97. So Jessica, after we're done, just go into the comments from the show and just drop the link and your contact information. So you guys, this is just for you guys because that my guest speakers on the show, I always ask, hey, I want a special offer for my audience because I want to bring more value to you guys. So look at that. Jessica just dropped the bomb. I knew she was working on something. I had no idea it was going to be her big course for $97. That is amazing. I'm so excited that I get to offer that to all of you guys. Yay!
I'm so glad to. I just want to help you guys as much as possible. And if you have any questions, I mean, I'd love to answer them. And I'm always doing Facebook Lives myself, my little informal ones. So I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, I'm just reading some more comments. Melody says she is in a $3,000 course that she feels is worth the price. So again, what should you charge for your course? That's a deeper dive. Like, what are you offering? Who are you selling it to? Is it, someone just starting off? That's a much different price point compared to a mastermind. Or maybe it's a year-long course, right? Walking you through your business. So it's really varies, and I don't think that anyone can really put a price on what you should charge for a course. That's something that you really have to discuss and figure out what is the right price. So, and what are you using the course for?
Exactly.
Is that all you're doing? Right? Is that your moneymaker? Is it is it a $3,000 course, or is it a lead-in magnet? So I think that you have to decide what the purpose of the course is. So, Jessica, thank you for joining us tonight. It has been fabulous. And thank you so much for offering your course for $97 to our connectors here. You're awesome. I love that. I want to remind everyone, don't forget that I get up extra early for you on Mondays because I do Monday Motivation with Mary at 7 a.m., 7 minutes of motivation every Monday, because who does not need a little motivation and coffee on a Monday morning, right? And they're just tips. They're things that I'm going through, that other business owners are going through, or job seekers, like, how to stay on track with goals. And we were just talking about Q1 and Q2 goals. So you can go back and watch that from this Monday. I hope that everyone got Q3 goals up. Do you have your goals done, Jessica?
I'm going to work on it this week.
Yeah.
I have quite a few of them, and I have to narrow them down a little.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Laura, thanks for joining us. Yeah, so it's really important, you guys, to focus on your goals. So please join me Monday mornings at 7 a.m. I don't want to be there by myself, or at least go back and watch the replay and say, thanks for getting up early, Mary. I actually put a lot of thought into my Monday motivation. Type them up. Ooh. That is next, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Bad habits and how to break them, coming to you next this coming Monday. And you guys, don't forget to join me here the first and third Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time now. And our next guest is Kristan, and she is going to be talking about messaging marketing, aka a bot. And if you don't know what a bot is, you definitely need to come to the show. And if you think you want a bot, a B-O-T, you definitely need to jump on this show as well. I actually just had one created, actually two. So we're playing around with those to see how to serve my clients better, how to answer questions, and how to have a digital business card when you're at a conference, which works really well when you're at social media marketing world. Finally, Jessica, like you said, my course. If you guys are interested in this course, that not only it does so much more than optimizing your profile, like that's the basics, but we go into strategies, video, content strategy, how to message people, a company page, like pretty much A to Z, everything on LinkedIn that you as an entrepreneur or business owner, you need to get on LinkedIn. It is the platform to be on, especially in 2019. So if you're interested in that, I've got a special offer, but you got to drop your name in the comments below and just say LinkedIn course, please. And also, maybe you don't want to wait for that. Maybe you just need a makeover, a quick, makeover or some updates on your profile. You can sign up for a strategy session with me. I'll drop my calendar link in the comments below. And I think that's about it for tonight. Do you have anything else, Jessica? You gave us so many great nuggets. I love it.
I'm so glad to be here. I just would love to hear any questions or any thoughts that you guys have, anything that you caught. I'd love to know, because then I'll be able to use that information for my clients.
So Jessica and I do make a solemn promise right here, right now, to go back in and answer those questions below. So all the replayers, if you watch this to the end, high five and thank you. drop your questions in, because we will go back in today, tomorrow, and the next day and continue to answer those questions. Make sure to tag Jessica or myself, Mary Fain Brandt, so that we get that notification. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much, Laura. And let's see, Laura said goals are very important. I love your Mondays. Thank you. That means the world to me. I know that you watch them. And Kimberly said Q3 planning already. High five, high five. Okay, guys, we got to run, but I will see you Monday at 7 a.m. or on the replay. Ciao.